for 2023. The same team beat them last night 1-0 at Old Trafford, and they got knocked out of the Champions League. That's how I make you welcome to Talk Sport. All right, we're going to be joining. My guest is going to be joining us via Zoom. He is not a person, but one of Nigeria's finest sportscasters in the person of Frank Idemudia Alapa, who is the GM. Sports 24 Juba, South Sudan. Yes, he's the GM of South Sudan football. GM Sports 24 in Juba, in South Sudan. He's going to be joining us to talk sports. Hello, Frank. Nice to have you join us. I can hear you. Can you unmute your phone? Alapa, can you hear me? Okay, I think hello? Alapa, can you hear me? No, I think we're going to get him on. Let's get him talk to us as we get. All right, we'll be joined by the former SA Nigerian Women's League in the person of Frank Idemudia Alapa, who is also the GM. Get his take as regards what played out. Hello, Alapa, can you hear me? All right, let's look at let's just get your views as regards what went down in Marrakesh, Morocco, where Victor Osimhen, who I know you know very well, and Azizat Oshoala and Chiamaka Nnadozie were heroes for Nigeria, winning the CAF awards.
Well, first of all, as a Nigerian, I am happy. I'm ecstatic that for the first time we had the best player men, best player women, and the best goalkeeper for women. It's a great situation. But you know me, I want us to look at it from this angle. It's not a true reflection of the state of football in Nigeria. In as much as we are celebrating the fact that Victor Osimhen and Azizat Oshoala won it for the sixth time, and Victor Osimhen for the first time, it didn't go well. 30 years after Rashidi Yekini won it, and then how many years after Kanu won it last for Nigeria? So it's a great one, but again, I must tell you, it's not a true reflection of what is happening in Nigeria.
All right, let's look at the three contenders for that male footballer of the year. We had Mo Salah of Liverpool and Egypt. We had Hakimi of PSG and Morocco. These are very two influential players who had a fantastic season last season. Mo Salah and also Hakimi for, you might say, also for the very funny reasons where he ceded everything he owned to his mother, and so when he separated from his wife, the wife couldn't get any chunk of his wealth. Were you convinced that Osimhen was the right winner of the African Footballer of the Year?
There was no doubt in my mind that Osimhen. It was Osimhen to win. There was no doubt at all. CAF would have been foolhardy to have ceded it to somebody else. It would have been, because if you look at the numbers, the only contender for me wouldn't have even been Hakimi. For me, it would have rather been Mo Salah.
Okay.
Exploits for Liverpool, not Hakimi. Because if you look at the numbers and if you see how CAF has always judged the best football, if you see where Kanu won it, when Sadio Mane won it, they were exceptional for their clubs. They were arguably the best for their clubs and country. And Victor Osimhen got the Serie A best player. Number one. Got the highest number. He was the Capo Cannoniere in the Serie A. Number two. And the 8th best player, according to the Ballon d'Or. So on what the world has seen, that would have been a travesty. So I wasn't particularly scared that Osimhen would lose him. I knew that he was shoe in for it, and more so, there was a private jet that came to bring him to the church.
All right, let's look at the fact that how instrumental Osimhen has been for the Super Eagles of Nigeria, and now the next move is, which club does he move to? Which club deserves the services of Osimhen? Which club does he fit into? Some have said Chelsea, some have said Arsenal, some have said Liverpool. For you, you know Osimhen very well. You've watched him under 17s with the Golden Eaglet of Nigeria. What team suits Osimhen best?
I will tell you the truth. First and foremost, I was very disappointed that Osimhen did not move during the transfer window. Very, very disappointed, because I was asked in one of the international fora why or if I would think Osimhen would move, and I advised Osimhen to move immediately because, number one, Tony,
yeah,
Napoli winning the Serie A is like sighting a unicorn. What do I mean? You remember when Blackburn Rovers won the Premier League?
Yes.
Did they win it again?
No, they haven't.
They went into relegation. What about Leicester City? Did they win it again? They went into
Relegation. True.
It's not a team that is regarded as an elite team.
Okay.
It's an aberration that they won the league. So Osimhen has been able to do what Maradona did. So he needs to move. Now, where is he supposed to go? If you say Chelsea is going to waste him time. Because right now, Chelsea has no bearing. They are still trying to find their feet. They are not in the Champions League. And if Osimhen goes to a club not in the Champions League, he will lose out. Because right now, Osimhen is regarded as one of the best strikers in the world. So Chelsea is out of it. Because right now, Chelsea has no bearing. Sorry to all the Chelsea fans. And it's Liverpool already has a top 9 in Nunes. And Sa is the main man there. Now it leaves for me, I think, I'm not an Arsenal fan, but if you want Osimhen, the best of Osimhen, look at that Arsenal team. Arsenal has Jesus and Nketiah, who scored a goal in the Champions League yesterday. I would prefer Osimhen being at Arsenal because the supply and that midfield works. Osimhen will be playing alongside his peers, and he will be coming in as a big superstar in a team that is on the up, competing for the title. They are in the Champions League. Osimhen will be the main number 9. He will be able to command his respect. He will be able to push. And then, if you are in the Premier League, you know that platform will always put you up in the Ballon d'Or conversation. And Osimhen always needs to be in that Ballon d'Or conversation. He must not get out of it. Because this is the best thing. I must tell you, Tony, this is the best thing that has happened to Nigeria since Kanu Nwankwo and Rashidi Yekini. He has to always be in the Ballon d'Or conversation. Because anytime you talk about Erling Haaland and Kylian Mbappe and Harry Kane and Robert Lewandowski, that is the class Victor Osimhen is in right now. And he is in the new generation of Kylian Mbappe and Erling Haaland. So he needs to be in a club where they are angling for the title in the league and always in the Champions League proceedings, so that you will always be in the best striker conversation and in the Ballon d'Or conversation. Harry Kane is 30.
Okay.
Harry Kane is his 30. Lewandowski in his 30s.
Okay.
The guys that are on top of the pile right now is Erling Haaland, Kylian Mbappe, as far as strikers are concerned.
All right, well said there. Let's look at for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. We noticed when Victor Osimhen was injured and out of action, the Super Eagles did kind of struggle. What's your take as regards Peseiro? Now he has qualified Nigeria to the African Cup of Nations. Are you confident Peseiro has what it takes tactically with a great bunch of Super Eagles players at his disposal to take the Super Eagles to probably their 4th African Cup of Nations title? Do you see that happening?
That's $1 million question, Tony. It's $1 million question or $1 billion naira question. And I'll be very truthful about it because I've always been truthful. I don't see the Super Eagles winning the Nations Cup. And that's the truth. Because right from the onset, if you follow me on my YouTube handle, I've always asked the question, we have qualified, how come we have qualified for the Nations Cup? What exactly, first of all, let me place the administrators. What are the administrators put in place? You understand? I hear that Mane wants to coach the Super Eagles, and I want him to ask, I like some of these questions. What is on ground for Peseiro? What system does Peseiro play?
Sure.
Those are the questions that we should be asking. What system does he play? How many friendly matches have been lined up to ensure that they blend? How come when these guys are outside the nations, the national team, they score a lot of goals, they play well, but when they come to the national team, they struggle? We played a 2-2 draw with Saudi Arabia. We narrowly beat Zimbabwe, and we were celebrating. No. This is not supposed to be so. And if we start talking about the Nations Cup win, we forget that there is a Senegal that have been together for a long time.
Okay.
Forget that there's an Algeria that have been on top of the African pile with Riyad Mahrez, who are taking it easy in Saudi Arabia. We forget there's an Egypt on the rise back again. And you forget that the host country, Cote d'Ivoire, as long as it's Africa, they want to win.
What of the Indomitable Lions of Cameroon? Are you writing the Indomitable Lions of Cameroon out of the...
Okay. And I'm not writing the Indomitable Lions, but I'm looking at Nigeria and the prospect. I was listening to Ifeanyi Ugeze. He was saying that he believed, I'm not being fair, he said that he believes that there's a chance. So then, seriously, I think that we should lower our expectations. Then, like Man U, lower your expectations, Nigeria. Don't see Nigeria winning the Nations Cup. It will be a big surprise. The biggest surprise, the biggest miracle of 2024 is the Super Eagles. Win it. It will be painful for me that Victor Osimhen will not win it as the African Footballer of the Year. But we do not have the structure right now to challenge for the title. All we have is history, pedigree, and individual talent. Ask the question again. For the friendly matches and the qualifiers that Peseiro has played, what system does he play? What is his best midfield? What is his best attack? What is his best defense? We're still talking about goalkeepers, and we still don't have it. And when you talk about administration, what has been prepared for him to win? Do we even have budget? Do we have data for our footballers? When they play on the field of play, what is the hit problem? What are the expected goals? Number of passes that we get. None of this have been put in place. But this is modern day football.
All right. With this sad commentary as regards the chances of the Super Eagles for the 2024 AFCON tournament, are you suggesting that Peseiro should be sacked? And if that's the case, who can replace Peseiro for someone who can probably get the Super Eagles winning?
That would be doing the same thing again that we did in 1998 and doing the same thing we did in past time. We can't sack Peseiro right now. We live and die with Peseiro right now. We can't sack Peseiro. We have gambled with Peseiro till this time to put it for us to start talking about sacking Peseiro. That would not be the best move on chessboard. Peseiro has been able to qualify us. Peseiro is there. He believes that if given the opportunity opportunity, he can do things. I just believe that he's just a journeyman who is using the Super Eagles to get a better country so that they can pick him up. Or a better payday, or another country to give him a payday. But sacking Pesero right now would not be a good move. The players, for me, with people like Ndidi in the middle and Oscar, who have fighting power, and Moses Simon to a certain extent, who are fighters, I think Nigeria will go far and will end up saying the same thing we always say: they tried. But sacking Pesero right now is not the answer. All I think we should do is that the technical department should start asking and acting right way. Because if you ask me, said we were employing Pesero, did they ask him system or start or play? He inculcates. Because these are the questions you should be asking. Because as of right now, if I ask you, Tony, when you last time I saw an interview you had where you were talking about Pesero, you said Pesero loves playing. Pesero said that he loves possession football. Have you seen the Super Eagles under Pesero in the friendly matches and qualifiers hold the ball, play among themselves, just like an Arsenal or Manchester City will?
All right. Very sad. It's so sad. I cannot. All right. Very sad. I cannot say to the fact that Pesero actually plays that style of football, or even the Super Eagles. All right. All right. So let's leave that. Let's go to let's talk about the World Cup in 2026, USA, Mexico. Some Nigerians and some pundits are already saying it looks like the Super Eagles at Nigeria might not be at Mexico 2026, owing to the way the qualifiers are already going, the poor performance of the Super Eagles. Are you certain the Super Eagles can navigate their way to the World Cup come 2026? We've missed Qatar already.
This is where we need to, 2026. This is where we need to start acting now with people like you who are very prominent in the media, because the right questions when together in one of the media organizations, we need to start asking the administrators the right questions. What style of football do you want the Super Eagles to play?
For the World Cup qualifiers.
Yes, for the World Cup qualifiers, because the Nations Cup is next year. That's what is in our front. Now, that will be the yardstick with which we will judge Jose Pesero, whether he's good enough or not. Already we've stumbled in our first two qualifiers. Good enough, South Africa has also stumbled. We've had a measure of surprises. So, the real game will start after the Nations Cup. So at that time, you want to know whether you want to go along with the Pesero
World Cup qualifier
or you want to get somebody else. So back. It is not a matter of sacking the coach.
Okay.
It's a matter of firing and removing whoever is in charge of the Nigerian Football Federation, because that is the height of incompetence.
All right. So you're calling for the sack of the NFF president.
Unfortunately, we can't sack him because as what I heard, was elected, but he should be impeached and removed, because we need to stop pointing at fingers where the fingers should be pointed at. Because whoever got the Pesero to come in as the coach, questions be asked. Whoever is checking as technical advisors or the technical committee, people will start asking them questions. Because, question again, are we playing the Dutch system? Are we playing the Brazilian system? Are we playing the tiki-taka Spanish system? What style of football are we playing? Nigeria needs to have a football identity by now. This is the style that the national team plays. And that trickles down to the junior teams. We don't have that. So, that is where we should start asking the questions.
All right.
What style of football
So,
FIFA football philosophy.
so are you saying that you're not confident? Are you saying you're not confident Nigeria is going to qualify for the 2026 World Cup?
I am not confident in the administrators, not whether the boys will not want to qualify. We've done it before. By the grace of the talent of the boys, we made it through. But with the level of development of football, Tony, can you imagine that Nigeria is sixth in Africa? Sixth.
Very sad.
And we are very comfortable. We are very comfortable in lower 30s and 40s. We are very comfortable. And we have a plethora. We have talent every day in football. Deep Turban, Victor Boniface, Sadiq Umar, then Udogie in Spurs. We harvest them. Some of these boys who go to other countries to play should not be going. They should be begging to play for the Super Eagles. But right now, they don't see hope of future in the Super Eagles. That's why you see that we're always begging them to come and play for us or calling them. We should be doing that. If the Super Eagles have been able to position themselves as a brand, you will see that these youngsters will be begging or calling or identifying with the Super Eagles. Right now, they always want to say that, why are they playing for England? Or why would they come and play for England or play for France or play for Zimbabwe or play for Liechtenstein?
All right.
Because you have not been able to create a footballing culture in Nigeria. So it's not about the coach, Tony. We're always making that, we make that mistake a lot. It's not about the coach. It's about the administrators and the structure they have put on ground. Once we can get that right, we will get a football identity. When we get a football identity, we get a football ideology. Get a football ideology, we have a coach who told the line of the ideology, the philosophy of our football, and then the players will have that, and then we'll become a brand. And when we become a brand, you will see us very high up in the FIFA ranking.
All right.
So everybody will stop playing, they don't have money.
All right, let's get away from football. Let's talk some tennis now. Let's talk about the man Novak Djokovic. Is in the news just yesterday. He talked about the possibility of retiring, and he says when it's time for him to retire from tennis, talking about Novak Djokovic, that when it's time for him to retire, his body will tell him, and he will know when to walk away. But he made mention of the fact that he believes Carlos Alcaraz, is his heir apparent, and he believes that once he retires, Carlos Alcaraz will be the man behind the mask when it comes to tennis. For you, look at Novak Djokovic. Are you worried or concerned that a 24-time Grand Slam champion is already looking behind his back at Alcaraz coming to take his place? Yes, that's the man on your screen there, Novak Djokovic. Hello, Frank. Alapa. Yeah. Yes, I can hear you. Let's talk about Novak Djokovic, who says he's getting ready to retire, and he believes Carlos Alcaraz is the man that is likely to take his place. We're talking about this 24-time Grand Slam champion. Are you concerned?
Well, I am particularly not concerned. I think that tennis is an individual sport.
Okay.
We actually, at one point in time, we thought that Murray would become one of the greats, even though he tried his best. I will not be too quick to say that Carlos Alcaraz will be the next great person in tennis. But let's wait and see. I throw my guys carefully in tennis.
Okay.
Because a lot of times we've had new boys who come up and they've not to which Roger Federer.
Yes, I can hear you.
So, as much as Carlos Alcaraz is currently the hottest player, injuries.
Okay.
Injuries, I vote for Carlos Alcaraz because he plays as hard as Rafael Nadal. One of the things that affected Rafael Nadal in the later stages of his career is injuries, because I really hope that there will be somebody who has stepped up to that level of tennis that Roger Federer has taken tennis to, that Rafael Nadal and Novak Djokovic have been able to sustain it. It is a very difficult and a very, very asking thing to do. And it's not in football you have teammates over you.
Okay.
It will be a very difficult task for Carlos Alcaraz. Honestly, I think he's the best player now.
Okay.
He's the best player now, but how well can he sustain it? That's the question, because the level that Djokovic, Nadal, and Federer have taken it is out of this world and astonishing. So I am careful. I am very careful in my opinion on saying that Carlos Alcaraz is the new man. He is the best player for now. I think for now, the only reason why Djokovic will beat him is experience.
Okay.
So pound for pound, Carlos Alcaraz is the number one.
Okay. Let's. How long do you think Djokovic is going to? How long do you think Djokovic is likely to play before we see him hang his racket?
You know something. Djokovic is a man who has shocked me. I will tell you this. And in modern day sports these days, you have Luka Modric at 38 still playing in the Champions League.
True.
You have LeBron James at 39.
In basketball.
In the NBA, in basketball, still winning awards and still being the best player in the NBA. You have Zlatan, who played until he was 41.
True.
And you have a boy, Cristiano Ronaldo, who wants to make 1,000 goals before he hands up his boots. So there's something in the water that these guys are drinking that's giving them, even at the time most athletes are retiring. So I see that for Novak Djokovic. Novak Djokovic has the kind of mindset that you see in this modern day athlete. He wants a record, and I think he wanted that record for himself. It will be very difficult for him to want to let go. And I see one or two more Grand Slam titles because Novak has been able to. He took a bit of Roger Federer playing effortless tennis. He is one of the best with others in tennis, and he took the mindset of Rafael Nadal. He never did it.
All right. Okay.
That would be very difficult for anybody to say that.
Okay.
I think Novak Djokovic has about 4 more years to go.
All right.
Since you want a number,
Okay.
about 4 more years.
All right, Frank, we'll go for a very quick break here. When we return, I would like you to rejoin us again. We'll go for a very quick break now. I would like you to rejoin us so that we can wrap the program up with talk on boxing and the Champions League after this break. So you rejoin us again. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Tony.
All right, join us in a few minutes from now. Let's go for a quick break. All right, it's Still Talk Sports on Global Television, and we've been talking to Frank Idebude Alakpa, who is at the GM Sports 24 in Juba, South Sudan, getting his take as regards the recent CAF Awards and what the future holds for Victor Osimhen, and also talking tennis. We're looking at the 24 Grand Slam winner in the person of Novak Djokovic, and the fact that he says he might be retiring, and he has pointed at Carlos Alcaraz as one man who is likely to take his place in the world of tennis. So we'll go for a quick break. When we return from the break, we'll be talking boxing. We'll be looking at Usyk and Tyson Fury. That bout is going to be taking place in Saudi Arabia. And who knows, we're also hoping that Anthony Joshua of Nigeria and England might have a shot at the title somewhere along the line. All this and more after this break. Stay with us. right, welcome back from the break. We're still talking sport on Global Television, and we've got Frank over there at the GM Sports 24 Juba, South Sudan, I beg your pardon, helping us look at the big stories in the exciting world of sport. Okay, Frank, nice to have you back. And let's do some uppercut boxing here. Let's talk about Usyk versus Tyson Fury. That bout should be taking place in Saudi Arabia. And do you think there's a chance Usyk might just knock Fury out and probably give Anthony Joshua a shot at the title? Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
I'm having a lot of interference coming from.
Okay. All right. Tyson Fury and Usyk. What's your expectation for that bout?
You know, my money would have been on Tyson Fury.
Okay.
But after the
Ngannou fight, yeah.
for Tyson Fury.
Okay.
Because you know, when I saw the Usyk fight with Anthony Joshua, I saw Usyk reminded me of Evander Holyfield, a cruiserweight with the power of the heavyweight. And that's what Usyk brings. He has movement, he has intelligence, and he has the resilience to go deep into the round. And that was the key for him when he was fighting Anthony Joshua. He took Anthony Joshua deep into the round because he knows that the heavyweights do not have the gap for it. The modern day heavyweights have a lot of power in their punches, and so when you take them deep into the round, they cut out. And that was the thing that also happened to Deontay Wilder. If you ask me again, Tyson Fury is the best heavyweight round because he's light on his feet. He uses his weight appropriately. Against Ngannou, if you notice, he used some underhand tactics. He was using the elbows, he was using the weight, putting his weight on Ngannou, and using all that.
True.
All his experience. Using all his experience. But right now he's going against a boxer who is also light on his feet, who can move around, and who knows one or two about the underhand. So it's going to be a classic, a very classic fight. I dare any man who is going to put his money on it. I dare. I see it as a very classic. It could anyway. It could go anyway because Usyk would not want. Does not allow Tyson Fury to rest on him or grab him.
Okay.
Because he moves. And then, knowing the power that Fury has, Usyk will always want to move around.
True.
But if you look at it, Fury also is somebody who moves around. If you look at him in the Klitschko fight.
And he's got quick hands.
Also, if you see him in the Klitschko fight, he frustrated Klitschko. Klitschko could not hit. He was moving. He's a big target, but he was moving. But the other thing you must put into consideration is that Fury can be knocked down.
True.
He went down against Ngannou. He went down against Deontay Wilder, which means he can't take a strong punch.
Okay.
Go down. But he's a very resilient boxer also. So it's going to be the combination of power, skill, and resilience. And both these boxers have it in abundance.
All right.
So I remember both of them are undefeated. Both of them are undefeated. So I am careful.
All right.
Because you think it's a surprise package. And the man has a huge gas tank.
Okay, let's wrap up. Let's.
I think it's the man with the bigger gas tank that will win that fight. And I'm going to give it. Okay, let me get it.
Okay. Okay, I stand with you on usage. Okay, let's wrap the conversation up for today. Let's quickly, just a quick one. Let's look at the Champions League. Last night, the Red Devils got knocked out of the Champions League. For you, who is going to win this year's Champions League?
Who is going to win the Champions League?
Yes.
Wow, Tony, we don't talk about who is winning the Champions League in December. You know that.
Your team got knocked out yesterday. Are you sad?
What team are you talking about? What team am I talking about again? I am not sad. Like, once again, I predicted this some time ago on my YouTube cast.
Yeah.
We Talk Sports 360. I said it that this Manchester United has too many problems. Jose Mourinho said it, and Jose Mourinho was castigated as being negative. The players are too pampered, and they do not have a strong mentality. So Manchester United, I am not surprised. I predicted that Bayern Munich will beat Manchester United. Manchester United were hoping that a miracle will happen. They will beat Bayern. Yeah, how? In which game? Number two, even if the players are not showing that mentality that is expected of Manchester United, what about the coach? The coach has not been able to piece together a style of play that is recognizable. Take for instance, when Arteta was starting and he was telling everybody through the process, there was a significant measure of his style of football. And that's what I keep talking about, football ideology. That was evident in the way Arsenal were playing. That's why he was able to remove Aubameyang and some of the other guys who did not fit into the style of pattern or play he has. Ten Hag has not been able to show us the Ajax Ten Hag that he was brought in to bring into Manchester United. Apart from the fact that the players have just been, forgive my French, but they have just been zero.
Okay. Okay. All right, time is not our friend, so we're going to leave it at that. I want to say thank you very much, the GM of Sports 24. Thank you for joining us and giving us a dose of sport enlightenment and education. Thank you very much, Frank. Always a pleasure talking sports with you.
Thank you, Tony. Always a pleasure being here with you, and thank you for the privilege of allowing me to share your podium with you. It's a pleasure.
Yeah, thank you very much. So we've been talking to the GM Sports 24, Frank Alapa, who is in Juba, South Sudan, talking sport also. And like we do on global television, we go across the continent just to get you the finest minds to give you the best of the very best. All right, so that's how we're going to draw the curtains on today's edition of the program, Talk Sports on global television. My name remains Anthony Momodo, the king of sports. Let's do this again tomorrow. Good morning.